the most exciting thing to happen to TV since color. Introducing TCI Digital Cable. All the channels you get now, plus lots more. More movie channels. More new programming. More of the kind of TV you want. The future is here, and it's full of options. More choices than you've ever had before. So how do viewers manage all this information without being overwhelmed and confused? It seems like a big question. But the answer's as simple as this small remote. Preview Interactive, the electronic program guide. It makes sure you get the most out of your new digital cable television service. I'll demonstrate Preview Interactive for you using this remote control. Let's start where the viewer will start, with the set-top box off. Now, I'll turn it on. The first thing you see is television. We don't force you through any complicated menus. When you turn your box on, you see TV, because that's what you expect. Now, as I begin to change channels, and I'm just pressing the channel up button here, we bring up our flip bar. This little bar, down at the bottom of the screen, tells the viewer what channel they're on, the name of the program they're watching, when it started, and when it's over. It disappears after 5 seconds. The flip bar comes up every time you change channels. Even if a commercial's on, it allows viewers to see what program's on that channel. You can make the flip bar appear or disappear anytime you're watching TV by pressing the OK button. That's flip. Now, if I press my arrow keys rather than the channel up and down key, I bring the bar back up. But now if you'll notice it says Browse. Browse mode allows me to see what's on other channels and what's on later without leaving what I'm currently watching. I can continue to watch Heart to Heart here, but if I press the up arrow, I can see what's on other channels. If I see something I like better, I press the OK button and I tune to it. Now, the other thing I can do in Browse is go ahead in time and see what's on later in the day, again, without leaving what I'm currently watching. To do this, I simply press the right arrow, and now I'm going ahead a half hour at a time and seeing what's on later in the day. If I see something I like Thundercats, I don't want to miss that, I press the OK button. This time, I can't tune to it because the program doesn't come on until 2 o'clock this afternoon. But what I can do is set a reminder for this program so I'm sure not to miss it. I move the highlight by pressing left and right. I highlight yes, I press OK. Now this check mark indicates that I have a reminder set for Thundercats. And a few minutes before this program starts, no matter what I'm watching, a reminder will come up on the screen. To get out of Browse, or to get out of any of our menus, you simply press the exit button and you're back to watching TV. Now, if I press the menu button, this takes us into the navigator. This is our main menu. The screen is divided into 3 basic sections. Let's start over here with the left-hand column. The Preview Interactive listing screens offer 6 different ways to find out what's on TV, starting with by time. I press the OK button, and now I see a menu with all the programs for the current half-hour time slot. These menus work by highlighting a program and pressing OK. Let me pick a program. General Hospital. I highlight it, press OK, and I'm tuned to General Hospital. To get back to the listing's by time menu, I simply press the guide button. The other thing I can do in the by time menu is press the right arrow and go ahead in time to see what's on all my channels later in the day. I can come down, highlight a program, say Joy of Painting, that starts at 2 o'clock. So I press OK, and I'm invited to set a reminder. I'll just say no. All of the preview listing screens work the same way. I highlight a program, I press OK, and one of 3 things is going to happen. I'll either tune to the program if it's on, I'll be asked to set a reminder for it if it's not on, or I'll be invited to purchase it if it's a purchasable program. Going back to the navigator, I come down to By Channel. Now I've got all the times down the left-hand column, the current channel at the top, and I can see what's on various channels throughout the rest of the day. I have the same options I had in the By Time menu. And in all of the Preview Interactive menus, the programs are color-coded. Red for movies, green for sports, and blue for all other programs. I highlight a program, and I can tune to it, set a reminder for it, or purchase it. Next, I've got the 3 most popular genre categories of movies, sports, and children. Let's take a look at each of these very quickly. Notice the little eye icon on the right-hand side of the listings. This means I have additional information available for this program. So I come down here and highlight Something to Talk About, and I press the Info button. I get a quick description of something to talk about, including plotline, actors, and the current rating. I press Info again to get rid of that, and it returns me to my movie listings. We also have sports programs. Here again, I've got information available for these programs. Then, children's programs. When the kids get home from school, they've got their own menu to see what's on. Finishing out this column is the program search feature. Let's say I want to watch the Flintstones. I have no idea what time or what channel they're on. I would press the down arrow here to adjust to the letter F. Then I press the right arrow and my database is quickly updated to the Fs. So I'll enter the next letter, L. Then the letter I. Well, there they are. As soon as I see them, I press OK. I go down into the menu, and I've got the same 3 choices I have in any of my other menus. Now, coming over to the center column, I've got 2 different looks at pay-per-view programs. One organized by start time, one organized by title. Let's go into pay-per-view by title. I'll come down and pick a program. Let's say I want to buy Balance of Power. So I highlight Balance of Power. I press OK. My next step is to select the start time. I highlight Confirm, and that's it. I've just purchased a pay-per-view movie without picking up the phone. And don't worry, Preview automatically sets reminders for pay-per-view orders. Now, if you don't watch this program, the first thing you'll see the next time you turn on your TV set is a program missed notice. It says you are not charged for this program, and you are asked if you would like to reschedule a viewing. Going back to the navigator, Special Events is a list of pay-per-view programs, such as boxing and concerts. Next is Premium. If you subscribe to premium services, you can tune to those channels through this menu option. Going back to the navigator, this is our digital music menu. It has a list of all the available music formats. To listen to a digital music channel, I simply highlight it. Let's select 80s Oldies, and I press OK. After 5 seconds, the screen goes black, so viewers have the illusion their TV set is off while listening to music. Okay, enough of the 80s Oldies. Let's go back to the navigator. Finally, we'll finish up with the viewer services. Let's start with the Message Center. This is where you get messages. To read a message, I simply highlight it and press OK. Then I have the choice to keep or delete this message. I'll go ahead and keep it. Let's look at favorites. I highlight favorites and press OK. The favorites feature allows viewers to set up a list of their favorite channels. The way to set up favorites is to highlight the channel, then I press the Fave button. The channel turns blue, which indicates it's now a favorite channel. Do this to as many channels as you like. Then while watching TV, simply press the Fave button to access just your favorites. To see all of your channels again, press the Fave button and you see the entire lineup. It's just a toggle back and forth between your favorites and everything. This is parental control. I highlight and press OK. Of course, I have to know the secret 4-digit code to get into the parental control feature. Here's where parents can restrict the viewing of programming. We've got 3 different ways to do that. I can set a lock feature for an entire channel. I highlight it and press OK. The padlock appears, indicating that all programming on MTV is locked out. I can also set locks on ratings. I'll put a lock on everything rated R. Or I can get specific and lock out a title. In this case, I've locked out the title Beavis and Butthead, so no matter what time or what channel this program comes on, it'll be locked out. To show you what a lock looks like, I'll tune to MTV where I've locked out a channel. See, we bring up a restricted screen. As soon as I enter the code, it's freed up. Now, if I flip off a locked channel and then come back, it's still locked. Finally, Preview Interactive has a number of setup features. The flip and browse bars that I showed you earlier can be put at the top of the screen instead of the bottom. I can turn the flip bar off if I don't want it appearing every time I change channels. The message envelope at the top of the screen I can turn off completely, and I can adjust when I want the reminder notice to appear in 1-minute intervals up to 15 minutes. Parental controls. This is where I set my viewing lockout codes and purchase codes. The purchase code keeps the little ones from buying things without talking to me about it first. As you can see, I also have a number of setup choices for my set-top box, my audio output, and my video screen. Well, now you've seen the main features of Preview Interactive, the electronic program guide for digital television. We've made it easier than ever for you to access the valuable programming choices TCI brings you each month. For more detailed information, be sure to refer to the Preview Interactive reference guide in your resource kit. And if you can't find the answer, please don't hesitate to call TCI at the number listed on the system information card in your resource kit. Preview Interactive. The future is here with TCI Digital Cable.
You're watching Sleepcore. Pleasant dreams.
As we enter the final days of the 20th century, the problems our schools face in educating future generations are more complex and more difficult to solve. Shrinking budgets, overcrowded classrooms, inclusion of children with disabilities into the general population, escalating violence and drug use, and integration of new technologies and teaching methods are just a few of the many challenges facing educators today. It is clear that those societies which do the best job in educating their young people will be the leaders in the coming millennia. But what is the right path for our schools? As new theories of education are developed, how do administrators and teachers sort through this endless stream of information to find the teaching methods and practices that will work best for their schools and their students? National Professional Resources Incorporated has been providing solutions to educators for over a decade. Offering the highest quality video training materials available, NPR addresses many of the issues impacting education both today and into the next century. With a lineup of presenters that includes Daniel Goleman, author of the international bestseller Emotional Intelligence; Howard Gardner, architect of the multiple intelligences theory; Thomas Lacona, leader of the character education movement; Theodore Sizer, chairman of the Coalition of Essential Schools; Thomas Armstrong, best-selling author on multiple intelligences and attention deficit disorders; Joe Guzman, nationally renowned educator of the second language learner; William Glasser on quality schools; Bruce Bueller, MD, on medicine and education; Sandra Reif on attention deficit hyperactivity disorders; Catherine Lewis on character education; Dorothy Kersner-Lipsky and Alan Gartner on inclusion, and many more. NPR is your best source for tuning into the leading edge of educational reform and innovation. Let's explore what NPR has to offer. Emotional Intelligence, a new vision for educators, presented by Daniel Goleman.
In terms of life success, IQ just isn't enough. Emotional intelligence describes a different way of being smart. It's how you handle your emotional life and how you handle other people. Tim Shriver is at the Yale Child Studies Center, and for 6 years or so was involved in overseeing the implementation of the social development program. He's had a lot of experience right at the front lines in education.
People are very excited, and understandably, about this concept of emotional intelligence and emotional growth, because people always get excited about things that they intuitively have thought but no one has ever said. So people are responding to this concept because they say, geez, I've always thought that. I've always known that my emotions interfered in this particular part of my life, or that my emotions helped. I've always felt that was right. But no one ever said it, so I didn't have any way. So people hear it and they think, my gosh, it's an idea whose time has come. Now you get to schools. Schools are very complicated. Schools have multiple classrooms, multiple relationships, all sorts of functions. And you think, well, where does this fit? Well, the answer is it fits differently in different environments, and it fits into a very complex environment of the school in lots of different ways.
Our best hope now is to bring this more methodically into the schools as part of the curriculum in what I call emotional literacy. It's teaching kids the basic skills of emotional life and social life. The biggest experiment in emotional literacy, and I think the bravest, and one I admire tremendously, is in the New Haven public schools. 20 years ago, there were 20,000 industrial jobs in the city. Now there are 1,500. There's immense poverty. There are many children in those schools who are born to single teenage moms who were themselves born to single teenage moms. 7 or 8 years ago, the then superintendent of the New Haven schools called together a group of 100 concerned citizens in that town. He said, look, this is a disaster. We have to do something for our children. What can we do? And they came up with a number of programs, one of which was the emotional literacy curriculum.
In Dan Goleman's book, Emotional Intelligence, he talks about the concept of emotional literacy. Here in New Haven, that concept just has a different name. It's called social development, and it's our social development program. Back in the 1980s, it was evident that if we wanted kids to be the best they could be in academics, that we were going to have to do something in the social area too. There were so many things outside of schools that were affecting our kids' ability to do good in school, things like teen pregnancy, things like substance use, the dropout rate. Those 3 things in particular back then were the reasons why we decided to look at what we as a school district can do to meet those needs.
One of the earliest forms of the emotional literacy curriculum, I think it may actually be the pioneer in the country, is the self-science curriculum at the Nueva School, a private school south of San Francisco in Hillsborough. So it's quite the opposite end of the spectrum from New Haven.
How are kids smart? Multiple intelligences in the classroom, featuring Howard Gardner.
Consider the challenges facing teachers in our classrooms today. An increase in student diversity, the growing need for social skills training, the inclusion of students with special needs, a move toward heterogeneous grouping, only to name a few. Not only do we face growing demands in our classrooms and schools, but community expectations for today's students are changing. In the midst of these increasing challenges rests the classroom teacher struggling, often alone, to make sense out of the seemingly limitless numbers of school reform initiatives sweeping the country today. How can teachers meet these growing challenges? How can they make sense out of these changing paradigms which seem to threaten and confuse so many? A new understanding and recognition of intelligences can help us view students learning differently and provide us with new ideas and insights. This understanding helps us explain the myriad of new instructional methodologies, providing a lens through which we can better appreciate how children learn. Indeed, our shift is from how teachers should teach to an emphasis on how students can learn. No longer do we ask, how smart are our kids, but how are kids smart?
It's important to remember that multiple intelligence is a theory. It's a psychological theory. It's a theory which attempts to describe the mind in a more accurate way than other theories of intelligence. But a theory is never a recipe for practice. I think that any place which makes a good effort to respond to each child and his or her way of knowing, to craft the curriculum so it can reach the child, and to find ways in which the child can show his or her understanding. I think any approach like that is very congenial with the theory of multiple intelligences.
The purpose of this video is to provide an overview of Dr. Gardner's theory of multiple intelligences and share with you how teachers in one program have incorporated this theory into their teaching, classrooms, and community.
You can master the Internet and the World Wide Web with Internet World, the leading Internet magazine. Internet World covers websites, equipment, news, and issues about how the Internet will affect you and the way you do business. 12 issues are just $16.77. Call now and receive free How the Internet Can Work for You.
Master the Internet. Call 800-543-5300. That's 800-543-5300 for Internet World Magazine.
Our world is changing rapidly with the advent of new technologies. The field of telecommunications has grown at an astounding rate with advancements in satellite and fiber optic technology. The information highway for the 21st century has been put in place. The lives we lead result from the decisions we make. Less than 3% of the population ends up financially independent, while 97% retire dependent on family, friends, or the federal government. The question is why? A little over 100 years ago, 95% of all people were self-employed. Today, it's the opposite. 95% of all people work for someone else. In a thriving economy, when companies are expanding, there's a sense of security in working for a large company. However, in reality, there is no such security. Today, we're finding that real security is in controlling your own destiny, and the real risk in life is to take no risk at all. We find there are more people trying to climb the corporate ladder than there are positions to fill. And then there are those who feel they simply are not paid what they're worth. People are striving for success, and we find that true success doesn't simply come from money, but from some of the things money as a tool can provide, such as financial independence, freedom, and a luxurious lifestyle. Even though money seems to solve a lot of our problems, true success comes from just being happy and feeling a sense of destiny, that what you're doing is going to make a difference on a grand scale, or just being a positive influence on one person's life. And when you awake each day, you're energized with belief in your individual cause. You know, socially and spiritually, you're growing every day while having more fun than you could have ever imagined. Success and dreams, however you define them, are achievable. All you need is the right vehicle. American Communications Network is your vehicle to success. Based in Michigan, ACN is poised to take advantage of the explosive growth in the telecommunications industry. ACN invites you to join us in the explosive growth of one of the most innovative telecommunications marketing companies in the United States. ACN has developed a management team combining specialists from both the cooperative marketing and telecommunications industries to create a winning corporate team.
Not only has ACN become a dominating force in the telecommunications industry within a very short period of time, but some of our representatives are experiencing a quality of life they once only dreamed about. Now, if you're anything like I am, where all that you ever wanted was a chance to do something special, an opportunity to experience a better quality of life, to be at the right place at the right time, then your search is over.
Cooperative marketing is currently one of the fastest growing industries, bringing in over $50 billion a year. Combined with the booming telecommunications industry, you have a business opportunity unlike anything you've ever seen. The telecommunications industry is currently over $600 billion and is projected to exceed $900 billion by the year 2000. Most companies spend millions of dollars on traditional marketing, such as annoying telemarketers, costly salespeople, and expensive advertising, all in an effort to reach the customer. With cooperative marketing, ACN bypasses these costly traditional marketing methods by going directly to the consumer. This allows us to pass on the savings of up to 30% to the customer. This is all made possible through ACN, a major player in the cooperative marketing industry. ACN has relationships with companies representing different segments of the telecommunications industry. One of those segments is the long-distance industry. ACN offers long-distance service through LCI, a publicly held company and one of the largest and fastest growing long-distance carriers in the nation. LCI uses 100% digitally switched fiber optics to ensure state-of-the-art technology. LCI services residential customers, businesses, and Fortune 500 companies. LCI offers 6-second billing, which is unique in the industry and is designed to get customers from the big three, AT&T, MCI, and Sprint. Take a look at your phone bill and see how your calls are rounded to the next highest minute. So when your call lasts 1 minute and 10 seconds, you pay for 2 minutes. If your call lasts 2 minutes and 12 seconds, you pay for 3 minutes. Most people don't even realize it, but they're paying even after they hang up the phone. With LCI, when your call lasts 1 minute and 10 seconds, you pay for 1 minute and 12 seconds, not 2 minutes. When your call lasts 2 minutes and 12 seconds, you pay for 2 minutes and 12 seconds, not 3 minutes. There are no monthly minimums and no restrictions on where and what time you make your calls. LCI also offers calling cards, international calling, and a 1-800 service both for residential and business customers, all with 6-second billing. And for the convenience of the customer, LCI also has LEC billing, which simply means one phone bill from your local phone company. LCI is so confident about the quality of their service that if you're dissatisfied for any reason, they'll pay to switch you back to your original carrier. The only difference our customers notice is a reduction in their phone bill. At ACN, we have a wide variety of programs designed to save customers money and help you make money, such as the cellular and paging industry. Cellular communications is a $20 billion a year industry and is projected to reach $60 billion by the year 2000. The cellular industry is currently the fastest growing segment of the telecommunications industry, growing at a rate of 40 to 50% a year over the past decade. ACN has relationships with the largest cellular providers across the country, enabling us to offer up to a 20% savings in most markets. The paging industry today accounts for over $3.5 billion a year and is expected to top $10 billion by the year 2000. ACN has joined with PageNet, the world's largest dealer in paging services, to offer paging and enhanced messaging services. Through PageNet, ACN offers its customers the largest coverage area in the United States and savings of up to 20% on paging products and services. ACN also offers its customers the ACN Equity Calling Card, a prepaid calling card. The prepaid calling card industry is currently a $1 billion a year industry and is steadily increasing. The ACN Equity Calling Card was created to provide a convenient, hassle-free way to access any one of 3 million payphones nationwide. ACN is also involved in operator services. Through ACN's operator service program, businesses that have public payphones can profit from all the operator-assisted calls. The United States alone has more than 3 million payphones, with hundreds of new units being installed every day. This is a tremendous opportunity for both ACN's independent representatives and business owners to receive earnings from the use of payphones. Imagine if you could make money from a customer every month without having to collect money or inventory any products. The opportunity to go into business for yourself, but not by yourself. To earn a monthly residual as well as a weekly income. With ACN, you can.
I had no idea that in 3 years we could build a customer base of over 130,000 customers that we would be getting paid on each and every single month.
The compensation plan is incredible. It's attracted over 25,000 representatives in my organization from coast to coast.
Real pleasant surprise is the financial rewards I've had associated with this. I never really anticipated that I would have the type of financial rewards and the opportunity to be able to create total financial independence for my family.
I started this business on a part-time basis. I reached the regional vice president position in a year. I will now make more money in 1 week than I used to make in months working for a living as a computer engineer. I am totally blown away.
Ask yourself a question. Do you know anyone who is overworked, underpaid, and uses a phone who is possibly open to a business opportunity? There are no limits on how many persons that you can sponsor. You can personally sponsor as many people as you like. Imagine the possibilities. ACN uses a team concept. The more success your team has, the more success you will personally have. The ACN training system was designed to give you the knowledge needed to ensure your success. Experts have found that people retain less than 10% of what they hear on a daily basis. By offering the correct training and tools, ACN avoids this problem and saves you wasted time, which helps you make money. The backbone of the ACN opportunity is the training supplied through local representatives. Local offices stair-step to success seminars, videos, and regional trainings held by top producers. ACN believes that a company is great only because of the people involved. And if you invest in people, the reward will be astronomical.
Beyond the opportunity, ACN's leadership understood, and the founders of the company understood, that when you have people put into a program, they have to be trained properly.
One of the most exciting things about this business is that you see other people grow. First you see yourself grow, then you see your people that you help grow. And to see them grow is such an exhilarating feeling, to see that you help someone, to see them go from executive field trainer to field coordinator, and soon to be regional vice president is such a tremendous, tremendous feeling.
The leadership of the company is incredible. The vision, the integrity, the trust, their commitment to the salespeople is unprecedented or unparalleled, in my opinion.
Keep in mind that there are usually 3 types of people in the world: those who are in the game, those who watch the game, and those who don't know the game is being played. Keep in mind, opportunities are never missed. They're just passed on to someone else. Most people talk themselves out of every great opportunity, always finding reasons why not. We invite you to find a reason why. Opportunity's calling, and that opportunity is American Communications Network. The telephone business is big business, and ACN can make it your business. Make this a year to remember. We invite you to become a part of our winning team. Take advantage of the life you have. Life is God's gift to you, and what you do with that life is your gift to God. Thanks for watching.